Hi, it's Lucy, and today I'm here to do my August and NEWTs wrap-up. So, in the month of August, the NEWTs took place, which was a readathon that was hosted by G from Book Roast. I was attempting to become a ministry worker in the Department of Magical Accidents and Catastrophes, and I succeeded. I completed all the NEWTs I needed to do that. It was a little rocky start. I technically didn't do it the correct way because you're supposed to read the books in the order of the grades. Like you have to read the A book, then the E book, then the O book. But if I had to do that, there was no way that was happening because I do read multiple books at a time. So yeah, I ignored that rule. But other than that, I did complete all the NEWTs that I needed to complete, and I'll tell you like which books completed which NEWTs as I go through the books. I have my bullet journal spread right here, a little sneak peek. If you could read it that fast, maybe you could, or you could just pause the video, I guess, but why bother? Anyway, but before that, I do have a couple things that I wanted to talk about. So if you want to skip me talking, I do have timestamps down below for each of the books that I'll be talking about, but you should listen to what I have to say. Yeah. First, I want to announce my channel survey. So last year I did a survey like this. I thought it was really helpful, so I wanted to do it again, but basically it's just a survey about my channel. You answer a bunch of questions. I haven't actually put it together yet, but it'll probably be a little similar or mostly similar to the one last year, but I have more subscribers, more people, so hopefully more people take it. If you took it last year, you're free to take it this year, please do. The survey is completely anonymous. Feel free to be as brutally honest as you want. I really, really want feedback. Just putting that out there. I will now have a channel survey that will be open for a while, and I really, really value your feedback. And the second thing has to do with Book of the Month YA. As you may or may not know, I'm a Book of the Month YA affiliate, as is half of BookTube. I'm sure you're probably a little tired of hearing about it, but I think it's a great service, so I really want to tell you guys about it. They do not pay me to tell you guys about it. I do get a commission if you use my link to subscribe to their service, but like every time I talk about it, I don't get any money from that. I want to tell you guys about this promotion that they're running in case you haven't heard it yet or you're like on the fence or anything. They are now running a promotion until the end of September. If you use the link down below and the code YALIT, you get your first box for $5. Which is 66% off of the normal price of the box. You can subscribe, try it out for a month, and if you decide you don't like the book, you didn't like the service, whatever, you can unsubscribe and you still got a book for $5, or you might decide you enjoy it and you can keep using the service. I think it is an enjoyable service. I did used to get the adult book of the month like 2 years ago, and I enjoyed it while I got it, and then I stopped getting all subscription boxes and I never went back to getting them regularly. But if you do like subscription box and you're not a fan of the ones that give you like a lot of stuff, like extra like bookish goodies or whatever, Book of the Month is a good option. Or if you're not a fan of the surprise factor where you don't know if you'll like the book, Book of the Month is also a good one because you get to choose which book you're getting. It is always cheaper than if you were to go out and buy that book on your own, and $15 a month. Most hardcover YA books are around or between like $18 and like $25. So it's cheaper. Shipping is free, so it's just $15 a month flat. And if there's any month where you don't like any of the options, you're always free to save the credit that you paid for and use it another month. In addition to the one book that you get to pick out from the selections that month, you can also pick out 2 additional books from their previous selections for $9.99. They sent me the September box. Yeah, this is the September box. And so I'm gonna open it for you and show you guys which book I got. If I can open it. Okay, this was upside down. I'm not smart. So this is the book. So every box is packaged well. The book comes covered in plastic, as you just saw, and it has like a little cardboard attached to it, and it comes with a bookmark. It says Book of the Month. This is upside down, Book of the Month. The book that I got is The Stars and the Blackness Between Them by Junata Petrus. Wow, sorry about that pronunciation. I know this is about teen Black lesbians, and that sold me. One of the girls is from Trinidad and moves to America and meets the other girl, and I don't remember exactly the synopsis, but Black lesbians, I feel like that's all you need to know to want this book, and you too can get this book for $5. That was such like an ad thing, but it's true. And if this book isn't your cup of tea, then there are 4 other options that are on the website. So please be sure to click the link down below if you're interested at all. It really does help me out if you subscribe, not just monetarily, but it lets them know that I'm like worth working with. And so it really helps me out if you click the link and subscribe through that link. So once again, it's down below. I know this was long, I'm sorry, but now we'll talk about the books that I read in August. The first book that I read was What If It's Us by Adam Silvera and Becky Albertalli. I gave this 4 stars. This is told in dual perspective where we follow Arthur and Ben, who have a meet cute at the post office, and then they kind of lose each other, and it's about them trying to find each other again, and then what happens after they find each other, and the kind of pressure that puts on a relationship, you know? The ending of this book really hit me hard, no spoilers, obviously, but I found the book particularly relatable to what was literally happening in my life. Like when I finished reading this book, I would not have read this book if I had known how it ended, or really part of the synopsis. If you know what happens at the end, you can probably guess what happened in my life, but we won't talk about it. But I feel like I ended up crying because of this book, and I'm not sure, I can't say that is because the book was so great, or just because I found it so relatable. I feel like if I maybe hadn't read it at this time in my life, then I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. So there's that, but that's not a knock against the book. I did still enjoy, like objectively, can you be objective about an opinion? I don't know, but yeah, just wanted to put that disclaimer, maybe, I don't know, just share something. I thought it was a cute read. I really liked Arthur and Ben's relationship with each other. I liked seeing their individual perspectives. I thought they were very individualized, if that makes sense. Like I could tell who was who. Sometimes in multiple perspective books, it seems like the characters are the same, but these guys did not seem like they were the same. I appreciated how the book showed the awkwardness that can come with dating. I also appreciated how their family lives were incorporated into the book and how their parents were really supportive of not only their sexualities, but just their lives. Both of these boys were able to talk to their parents about their love lives. And I thought that was really cute and fun, and I enjoyed that, and they were comfortable with it. One of the characters is Puerto Rican, and that was heavily incorporated into the story, and so I appreciated that cultural addition to the book, I guess. I don't know what word I'm looking for. Overall, I really enjoyed this, and if you want to read about a meet cute and see what happens after the meet cute, then I'd recommend it. Heart and Hustle, What It Takes to Make It to the Top by Patricia Bright. This is Patricia Bright's memoir, essay collection kind of book. Patricia Bright is a YouTuber. She makes beauty and lifestyle videos. I really enjoy her videos, which is why I picked up this memoir. I had fun reading it. I enjoyed learning more about her life. I'm not sure if you don't know her channel, you will get a whole lot of it. She does give tips and stuff on how she built her business and stuff, but they weren't life-changing or anything, and mostly they were surface level, but they were nice reminders, I thought. If you're interested in memoirs by YouTubers, then I would recommend it. I think it's pretty good. Kingdom of Souls by Rena Barron. This is a high fantasy inspired by West African mythology where we follow Ara, who comes from a long line of powerful witch doctors. And in this world, witch doctors and magic exist. People are able to extend their lives through magic and things like that. But Ara herself doesn't have any magic. Sorry, that was a tongue twister because of the H's and stuff. But each year she longs for the day that magic will come to her. But every year there's a ceremony where they expect magic to come to her. A lot of witch doctors get their powers during the ceremony, and so each year they have it, and each year Ara continues to not have magic. And the book starts during the last year that people expect someone to have magic, and at the same time, the children in the kingdom start to go missing, and Ara desperately wants to find out why, and she decides to take it upon herself to investigate. And through this, she discovers that the Demon King is waking up, which threatens the entire world, and she's the only one who can stop it. I gave this book 3.5 stars. Unfortunately, I didn't love it as much as I thought I would, but I thought it was really good. 3.5 stars is still a very good rating. And I'm planning on doing a full video review for this book, so I won't say too much here. I know it's kind of late because the book is already out, I think, when this video comes up, but whatever. Oh, I should have been holding it this whole time. I have an arc. I forgot to hold it up, but now I'll hold it up even though I'm almost done. My biggest issue with the book was just that I found that the world building was really confusing, and just the way things were written were confusing to me. I felt like a lot of the time I didn't know exactly what was going on, which was disappointing because I really found the world fascinating. I loved the parts that I did understand, I really, really liked. It was just some parts didn't quite click for me. So stay tuned for my full video review. It will be coming, I don't want to say soon, but it's coming, you know? The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzi Lee. This is the companion to The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzi Lee. I don't know why I said it like that. And in this book, we follow the main character of that book's sister, Felicity. Felicity wants nothing more than to be a doctor. However, this book is set in the 1800s in England, and that time is very sexist towards women. This current time period is also pretty sexist, but that time is even more sexist. Isn't that fun? But yes, no one wants to train her to be a doctor because she's a woman, and being a doctor is not a woman's place. So when Felicity gets a lead on someone who might be willing to train her despite her being a woman, she desperately wants to try and find them. However, she has no way to get to them. But then a mysterious woman approaches her and is basically like, I will get us both there to where you need to go in order to meet this doctor who might train you. And we follow a wild adventure where they go try to find this person, and then more things happen, and it's a good time. I gave this book 4 stars. I remember when this book first came out, a lot of people were really disappointed, but I don't really know why, because I really enjoyed this. I know that people found Felicity annoying in this book, but I didn't find Felicity any more annoying than Percy was in the first book. And a lot of people forgave him for that. And I really enjoyed the growth we saw from Felicity throughout this book. There's a lot of I'm not like other girls talk from Felicity, and she has like that belief like very prevalently in the beginning half of this book, but through meeting other women and talking to them, she really lets go of that and realizes how wrong she was about what she was doing and what she was saying. There were a lot of feminist topics, like other than that, brought up as well that I enjoyed seeing in a YA book. I did think it was a little bit heavy-handed, but I think I noticed because I know all that stuff already, I guess. I don't know. I think it would be fine for teens though. Overall, I thought the plot was really fun. It does follow a similar like pathway as A Gentleman's Guide. So if repetitiveness within a series bothers you, then that will probably bother you, although it does take a little bit of a different twist. I really enjoyed the characters and the relationships with each other. Also, Felicity is asexual. I cannot remember if she says the words asexual in the book. It is definitely heavily implied that she is asexual. I don't know if she says it though. And there were some pretty fun cameos from characters we met in the first book, and overall it was a fun read. Paper Girls Volume 1 by Brian K. Vaughan with art by Cliff Chang. This is a sci-fi graphic novel that follows a group of paper girls while they're on their route one day, and then some weird stuff starts happening and they're trying to figure out what the heck is going on. I gave this 3.5 stars. This was a reread because I read this volume last year, a couple years ago, I don't remember, and I was planning to continue on to the second one for the NEWTs, and I realized that I did not remember anything about what happened in the first one, so I decided to reread it. I gave it the same rating as last time. I do think it was a little better upon reread, just because it wasn't as confusing to me, I think. The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. This follows Olive, whose twin sister is obsessed with giveaways. Because of this, she won an all-expenses-paid vacation for her honeymoon. However, during her sister's wedding, everyone gets food poisoning from the free buffet she also won. And so everyone except for Olive and the groom's brother, Ethan, got sick. They didn't get sick because they didn't eat the buffet. Olive's sister insists that Olive goes on the honeymoon / vacation because she can't go because she's sick. But the catch is Ethan is also going, and they hate each other. So antics ensue as two people who don't like each other go on a honeymoon. If you've been around YA adjacent booktube for the past 3 to 4 months, you'll know that adult romance is taking over, and Christina Lauren are like the queens. They're two people they write together, I guess, but they're like the queens of it, and everyone sings their praises, or at least everyone I watch. And so I decided to start with this book because I actually don't really like smut, and this is not really that smutty, and I really enjoyed this book. This was really cute. I felt like that the romance had a good natural progression. I liked Ethan as a love interest for the majority of the book, but there were a few scenes where I was kind of iffy on him. At the beginning of the book, when the wedding is happening, Olive is in a bridesmaid dress, and the dress ended up being something that was very risque, and the way everyone talked about it, I was not a fan of. The way they just talked about her body, and it was really annoying because they were kind of slut-shaming her, and not that slut-shaming is ever okay, but she didn't even pick out the dress. Her boobs were really out, and everyone's like, oh wow, you chose to really let all the goods out, and she didn't. Her sister got her the dress. She did not have a choice. So I don't know, everyone was talking about it she chose to dress like that, and she literally didn't. But anyway, and Ethan also took part in that, and I didn't like that. And there's stuff that happens at the end that gets reconciled, but I wasn't a huge fan of how he acted. But like in the middle, I liked him as a love interest. Olive is, I forgot what nationality she is, but she is Latinx, and I liked how that was incorporated into the story. I kind of wish it had been incorporated more, but I liked how it was included, and just like her relationship with her family members I enjoyed. So overall, I had a good time reading this. If you're looking for a good hate to love romance that's not too steamy, I'd recommend it. I think there was one sex scene that was fade to black. I think that was it. And there were a couple like mentions of, I guess, steamier things, but nothing like happened. Dear Haiti, Love Alaine by Michael Moulet and Maritza Moulet. This follows Alaine, who after the incident is sent to spend time with her mother and her extended family in Haiti, where she learns more about her family history and the history of Haiti. It is also like an epistolary novel, so it's all like letters and part of like her school project, because she's on like a volunteer trip when she goes to Haiti. So while I was planning this video, I was gonna like do like my review of this, but then I was like, oh, actually I think I want to do a full video review, because I don't know, I haven't done a full video review in a really long time, so I'm gonna just try and do two, even though I barely have time to do the videos that I already do. Whatever, it's fine. Hopefully that video is also coming soon. For now, just know that I really enjoyed reading this. I thought Alaine was a great character to read from. She was super funny, but I had a few issues with the plot and like, I guess, what the story revolved around a little bit. Also, sorry if the lighting is getting worse and worse, because it is getting worse and worse. The sun is going down, but this is the last book. The last book that I have to talk to you guys about is Adulting: How to Become a Grown-Up in 535 Easy-ish Steps by Kelly Williams Brown. Wow, can you see it? The white balance is really off. This is basically what it sounds like, just like a self-help book on how to adult. It gives lots of tips from how to clean your house to relationship advice. It's a fun book. I gave it 4 stars. As a person that is going through the ongoing crisis that is adulthood, I found a lot of the tips pretty helpful, and I've started incorporating them into my life. There were some tips that weren't as helpful to me because where I am in life, what I'm doing, some things just didn't apply, which is fine, but it was still fun to read because the voice that Kelly Williams Brown has in this is just like very conversational and fun to read from. I think it's worth noting that I fit squarely into the demographic she wrote for. I'm 22, out of school for a year. I work a white collar office job and grew up middle class. So that's kind of who she wrote for. I do think that a lot of the tips are applicable if you don't fit all of that. And if you gain nothing else, I did think the reading experience was really great. Like I said, I really liked the way she wrote in here. It just felt very nice. I don't know how to explain it. It was kind of funny. It just was a fun read. And now that I finished this video, I realized that I didn't tell you what any of the books were for the NEWTs. So I'll just run that down really quick. Kingdom of Souls was my A in Charms, and that was to read a book with a gorgeous cover. This is the cover. It doesn't look as good because I tore this book up, but I think it's very pretty. I thought it got a new cover, but I've seen the finished copies and it's still this cover, so I don't know what that was about. My E in Charms was to read a graphic novel, and that was Paper Girls, and then my O was to read a paperback, and this was Adulting. So completed the Charms. I needed an A in Defense Against the Dark Arts. I didn't write down what the task was, but Dear Haiti, Love Alaine completed it. Oh, it was supposed to be a book with a black, like, under the dust jacket cover, but that's a lie. Oh, okay, I just changed my mind somehow, like right now, but I'm still completing it. So read a book with a gorgeous cover will be Dear Haiti, Love Alaine, and read a book with a under the dust jacket, like, cover. It will be Kingdom of Souls, because I know that the hard copy does have a black under the dust jacket cover, and actually Dear Haiti, Love Alaine has a white one, which was really inconvenient for this, but anyway, it's still solved. I technically completed the O for Defense Against the Dark Arts, but since I didn't complete the E, it doesn't count, but the O was Heart and Hustle. For Potions, I completed the A, which was to read your friend's favorite book, and I chose the Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. I'm sure this is someone's favorite book. In fact, I know it for a fact that this is a lot of people's, like, at least favorite Christina Lauren book, so it counts. For Transfiguration, I had to read a book with LGBTQIA plus rep, and that was What If It's Us for the A. For the E, it was a book that's not first in a series, and that was The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzi. That was the second book in the companion series. And the O for Transfiguration was a book over 500 pages. And oh, I didn't even talk about this. I forgot. Shit. I forgot I read another book. That was A Gathering of Shadows by V. Schwab. And I guess I'll talk about it off the cuff. I literally forgot that I read that. So the last book that I read this month was A Gathering of Shadows. Was it the last book? I think that was like the third book. Anyway, doesn't matter. I read A Gathering of Shadows. Somehow I skipped it. By V.E. Schwab. This is the second book in the Shades of Magic trilogy. And this follows after the events of the first book. Blah, blah, blah. It's a sequel. Can't tell you much about it. I gave it 3 stars. There was nothing actually wrong with the book. It was fine. I enjoyed my time reading it. But then I finished the book and I was literally like, why did I just read that? Like, there was no point to anything. Like, it felt like a huge filler book. And I was like, this is a trilogy. Why is there a filler book? Like, something should happen. And so I kind of don't want to read the third book. I'm unsure if I'm gonna finish the series because The Conjuring Light is like 800 pages, or like 700 something pages. I was really like, I don't care after finishing the second book. It was really weird. Like, I've never felt that way. Like, I was enjoying it while I read it. Like, I thought it was fun to read and stuff, but just within the context of it being a series, like, I literally said it, like, I think I was on the street or something. I finished the audiobook and I was like, why did I just read that? Like, why? What was the point of that? Almost everything that happened had almost no consequences. It was just, I guess we introduced some other characters. I don't really think the characters grew at all, really. Okay, so today is not my day because not only did the last like 5 minutes of my video get cut off, but I just recorded this end clip, and it turns out I don't know how to work my webcam, so I didn't actually press record. So, yeah, what I said about A Darker Shade of Magic, that was basically it. I gave 3 stars. I'm not sure if I'm going to read the third book. Let me know if you read the third book and really, really enjoyed it. I think the issue is I'm not sure I care about the series anymore, actually. Like, maybe if I had reread the first book, A Darker Shade of Magic, I might have enjoyed the second book more because I'd be more invested in the characters. Something's going on in my kitchen. Probably the murderer is coming to kill me. That would make my day. Anyway, but yeah, if you've read A Darker Shade of Magic, the trilogy, and you read the third book, let me know. Did you enjoy it? Did you also feel the same way about the second book? I read some reviews about it, and a lot of people did also think it was filler. So yeah, it's not that it was bad. Like, it was well written. Like, story was nice. It was just like I love character-based stories, but I didn't care about the characters. Like, I know that this is supposed to be a plot-based series, you know, so it felt weird. Yeah, but that's kind of everything about A Gathering of Shadows. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you are interested at all in Book of the Month, YA, be sure to check out the link down below and use code YALIT for $5 for your first box for $5. I was going to say $5 off, and it's more than $5 off. It's $10 off. That's a lot of money. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a video and you can see this gorgeous face. Just kidding. I mean, whatever. Good self-esteem. And what else is there to say? That's it, I think. See you in my next video. Bye.